Lyre of the Lion by TheNightNinja2. Chapter 16. Wine and Doors. While the duel took place, off in the rest of Narnia, Antonio was having the time of his life. One of the Minyards had lifted him onto her shoulders, and the wild girls of Bacchus had taken to the child instantly, and had danced with him on their merry romp through Narnia, as Aslan found open mines among the Telmarines. When he got thirsty from all the dancing, he was given a cup of grape juice rather than wine because of his age, and the Dryads and Minyards doted on him and gave him a flower crown. He could understand the animals that joined in their merry ranks. "Hail, Aslan! A new golden age for Narnia is beginning!" shouted the dogs and horses. There was a scuffle between the Minyards as to who would get to carry Antonio, as he was just too cute to not want to keep to themselves. That was solved when Bacchus himself took the little boy to ride Silenus with him. "Who is your mother, little one? Would she be willing to let us keep you?" pleaded one of the Minyards. "Mirabelle is my mamma," said Antonio.
"Oh, then we best just look after you for now. Wouldn't want to anger her," laughed Bacchus.
The Minyards sulked. They couldn't keep the adorable child.
"Aye, the only person who could possibly outdrink me," laughed Bacchus.
"Oh, Aslan, Mirabelle's relatives forgot her birthday for 10 years. Is there anything special we can do for her?"
asked Lucy. "Fret not, dear one. Your sister will have her party," said Aslan. "What is this about the princess's birthday being forgotten? That simply won't do. The wine shall flow like Baruna in her honour," exclaimed Bacchus.
"Oh, hurrah! Mirabelle will be so pleased," said Lucy, clapping. When they rejoined with Caspian's army and the fleeing Telmarines, Antonio ran over to his mamma. "Tonito, did you have fun with your aunts?" asked Mirabelle. Then she saw Bacchus and the Minyards. "Well, now that question feels a trifle foolish." She laughed before wincing slightly. Lucy saw the gash on her sister's arm. "Mira, come here!" exclaimed Lucy before placing a drop of cordial on the wound. "Thanks, Lou," said Mirabelle. They watched as Reapy-Cheep tried to convince Aslan to give him his tail back, and Antonio told Mirabelle about his amazing day. "I'm glad you had fun, Tonito," said Mirabelle. Then she saw the sulking Minyards. "What's wrong with them?" asked Mirabelle. "They wanted to keep Antonio for themselves. They think he's just too cute," giggled Susan. Mariano was named a Knight of Narnia and a Lord under Caspian, even though they may never meet again. His eyes widened as the great feast sprang up out of nowhere. So many foods he had never tried, and wines better than anything the Encanto had to offer. Mirabelle played her lyre among the dancers, the Minyards happily letting her join their ranks for the night, as she drank goblets of wine and the Mirabelle of the old stories emerged, dancing upon the table, intentionally singing off-key and twirling around the fire. "That's our Mirabelle," laughed Edmund.
"How is she still on her feet? She has nearly had as much to drink as Bacchus,"
whispered Mariano. "Magic, I suppose," said Edmund. The Dryads made her a flower crown and covered her dress in petals. Bacchus propped her up onto Silenus and declared her the queen for the evening, to celebrate over 1,000 years of birthdays the Narnians missed in her absence, and 1,000 more to make up for what her relatives had missed. It was very late when Mirabelle, swaying and rosy-cheeked, walked up to Aslan. "Aslan," she asked, her voice unusually steady for someone who had drunk as much as she had.
"Yes, little one?"
asked Aslan. "Do I have to return to Encanto? Could I not remain in Narnia?" asked Mirabelle.
"Not yet, little one. Surely you know you are needed there?"
asked Aslan. "Am I, though? Doesn't Narnia need me more?" asked Mirabelle.
"There are still things in your world that must be done, daughter of magic. Important things," said Aslan.
Mirabelle sighed and then walked back into the dance, downing another goblet of wine. Antonio had fallen asleep hours ago, but Bacchus and the Minyards were still going. She had long outdrunk the dwarves and minotaurs and even a centaur. She was the last to fall asleep, as even the god of wine could not resist sleep for very long. Indeed, Bacchus had passed out with his Minyards. Dawn broke over the horizon, much to the chagrin of Mirabelle. The familiar pounding headache arrived with the sun, which she thought was far too bright. Someone handed her a cup of water, which she gratefully took. "Is Lucy awake yet?" she muttered.
Not yet, Peter smirked,
knowing Mirabelle would be begging her sister for a drop from the little cordial to get rid of her hangover.
Mariano walked over. "Perhaps the reason you didn't get a door is that you were too young for the gift of wine," chuckled Mariano.
"I'm never drinking again," Mirabelle groaned.
Peter began laughing. "Mira, you say that every morning after a large party. Remember when you woke up upside down in one of the pantries? Or the time you passed out on top of a column you had managed to climb?"
asked Peter. "I mean it this time," Mirabelle groaned.
"And you say that every time,"
laughed Peter. She pulled her hood over her face to block out the sunlight.
"Last night made the festivals back home look like a small family dinner,"
said Mariano. "Can you all shut up?" muttered Mirabelle.
"All right, Miraboo. I'll go wake Lucy to take away your nasty, washy headache,"
said Peter in a baby voice. She threw a nearby stick at him. Peter walked over and shook Lucy gently.
"Hey, Lou, our little sister did it again," chuckled Peter.
"Oh dear, I'll be right over," giggled Lucy. Mirabelle resisted the urge to chug the little healing cordial and allowed Lucy to pour a drop into her mouth. Mirabelle's hangover went away almost instantly as she thanked Lucy. The next few days were a blur of activity. She was grateful to get out of the dress she had been in for over a week and into even more comfortable clothes. A nice hot bath in the castle was also wonderful. Her dress was carefully washed and repaired, and her weapons and armor cleaned. But all too soon, Aslan opened the doorway. The Pevensies hugged their little sister and Antonio, Peter and Susan, tighter than the others, because this would be the last time they saw their sister. The 7 people from the other worlds stepped through the doorway. Mirabelle, Mariano, and Antonio watched the Pevensies step back onto some strange-looking platform before the golden door of Antonio's room appeared. They were in slightly different spots than they were when they left, chalked up to a time blip from the magic by the people of Encanto. Antonio opened his door and was taken by Jaguar up the tree. Abuela whispered to Mirabelle, "Step aside, Mirabelle. This is for the family." She said, "Stuff it, you old hag. I will stand with my son, and there is nothing you can do or say to prevent it," said Mirabelle, her hand on her sword. After the picture, Mirabelle went outside for some air. End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that. So the end of the Prince Caspian arc. And I love that party with all of them. The Minyads fighting over Antonio is hilarious. And yeah, that's just nice. I like how Caspian and Mariano have this quiet friendship. That's really nice. And her telling Abuela again to shut up afterwards. Forgive me if that heals a part of my inner child. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified for whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye my guys, gals and non-bino pals. I'll see you in another video. Bye!